Dissector, you are an idiot. I just exploded.
Hey, Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, yeah, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when you said that.
Wow, fiscal philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. It's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's like double the sin, if you could say so yourself, Fiscal. Bad things could be going
hours.
on. It's after hours. Things could be going down right now that just don't happen at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Fiscal, what are some of those things that you could see, potentially in an alleyway? Just not good things at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays.
Yeah, you could get lured into a strange neighborhood by unseemly women, potentially.
Potentially.
Not saying that's where I was just before I got here, or anything like that. Not to tell on myself, but you could be out there using the products sold by such companies as Altria Group or British American Tobacco or Philip Morris International if you're a Zin freak.
Yeah, you could be popping a few 6 milli lip pillies, as the kids say.
You could be going to a rave. We talked about that last week. One of the shorts on that actually kind of blew up a little bit. So, yeah.
Blow up. No pun intended with the topic we were talking about there.
So we got to talk about raves for the algorithm, apparently. Because it's Ryan's birthday, right? So,
yeah. And since it's my birthday, everybody, later in the show, we will be giving away 5 channel memberships. And if you want to go above and beyond, and actually give us a bit of a monetary boost. Obviously, not using my birthday as an excuse for you guys to give me money. But with that said, it's a heavy coincidence. Am I right, Fiscal? So $2 a month channel memberships, one of the best investments you could possibly make. I'm not saying that, I want anything for my birthday from you guys, but, if some of you guys did become a channel member tonight, it would coincidentally, it would be convenient because it happens to be my birthday. I'm doing what we call that's the dividend dude weave right there. You kind of tie it in, if you happen to have a few extra spare dollars, might as well. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Again, bit of an after hours late show. Apologies on my behalf. I had some people that were coming over, and am I sober right now? Yes, because I'm a Cash Flow Kings lifestyler, you could say. I take this to heart. Welcome in everybody. Alan, thank you very much. Happy 40. I'm a little confused right now. Welcome in everybody, though. It's going to be a fun night, though, regardless. We had an action-packed week, and we have an action-packed week for this week, Fiscal. On Tuesday, we have our Cash Flow Kings election night show. I don't know what could go down that night, but it's going to be interesting. If you guys want some real coverage, you don't want to turn into CNN or Fox News because they're fake news. You tune into the Cash Flow Kings News Network. We'll be providing you guys all the updates on the election. Fun times. And while we're here, Fiscal, I want to share a joke that I've recently just made myself. I didn't take this from anywhere.
I'm all ears.
This may or may not get me canceled. I'm sorry. Come here. What day of the year are most Asian babies made?
I don't know. What day?
It's Erection Day.
That's good.
There we go. Thank you, Alex. Good to see you in here. Yeah, it's weird. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, so we're going to have some people who may not be able to, be at the 8 p.m. Eastern shows. It's fun times. WWE match between Khmer and Ryan. I would do it.
The problem is he would if he watched the Cash Flow Kings last week for the Halloween special, he would know the Undertaker is in your corner and probably back off.
Yeah, so maybe we could write a script sometime for that. Like all the crazy interferences there would be. Mike the Tactical Shoe Shiner comes out. He's been on another tear. We could talk about that, but The shoe shiner comes out. He starts throwing hot dogs. Then you come out as the Undertaker. You choke slam the shoe shiner through a wooden table. It would be crazy. Yeah,
Right into
no,
the
the
announcer's table, off the Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
The shoe shiner's he's been on a diabolical arc of scamming. It's like getting to Jeremy levels at this point.
He's doing like the trade alerts or whatever for his
members. Only $4 a month. Lock in now. It's an
Oh,
absolute.
God.
Oh Jesus! I pray the SEC goes after him, even though he's not big at all.
That's so fucking pathetic.
It's bad. I'll pull up some of the proof in 4K for you guys, but it's just absolutely horrible. It's let's just say he may need some money for those medical expenses that he's paying for. Oh, quote of the year: Tactical Shoe Shiner has a big thing for wieners. It makes sense he's friends with Khmer and shitting next to another man. That's true. Yeah, no, this is absolutely like criminal though. It's like, I think it's actually, here we go. This is new video. I swear to God. So I looked at it this morning. I have not looked at this all day just to prove my point. 5 hours ago, he makes a video. I haven't lost a trade in months. Here's the how and whys, my rules for trading. And the thumbnail is membership team, shorting spy. And it says free below with an alarm emoji.
Oh, God.
Start there. We'll just start there. We'll go to the community post because this is where the bread and butter is.
I wonder if he's in the Oracle's mastermind and that's his secret.
Yeah. So, should I talk in the shoe shiner voice for this? Sure. Sold our spy short. Absolutely crushing our trades. Join the membership group. Only $4 a month. Absolutely crushing the trades. I'm sure they are. Members are banking. We went over that last week, obviously. Killing it in Rocktober. 14-0 on my trade since I started the membership group. Fiscal, I don't know if he can lose.
Yep. Wow. 14-0. He never loses a trade. Here's the question I have. Yeah. Here's a question I have. If there's a guy who never loses a trade, what the hell does he need with $4 a month from people? Like, if you can answer that question.
That's an interesting question. We're still waiting on that apology, by the way, from Tactical Shoe Shiner. We don't know if it was the real one. For those who don't know, there was a random account that came in, and I actually kind of believed it was the Shoe Shiner just because of how random it was. And I don't think anybody would want to impersonate the Shoe Shiner. That doesn't seem like a desirable person to impersonate, particularly. But this is Mike, the Tactical Shoe Shiner. I want to apologize for some of the things I said. And then there's a video kind of hinting at it, but there's been no apology yet.
Maybe.
But
either way, no matter how many apologies he does, I'll never forgive him for I've never lost a trade yet. Like,
oh, that's heinous.
It is.
Do you think it's worse than Jeremy? I think it's up there. I think it's a similar level.
So here's like the two ways you can measure it. Like, how much damage does he actually do out there because he has like less followers than we do? But then again, I think what he is claiming is more ridiculous because he's literally sitting there acting like he has a perfect trading record. That's what he means by 14-0, right? Like, all my trades are winners.
Dividend dude method. I told you the dividend dude methodology works. You gotta, use it to your birthday for an excuse. Mm-hmm. And half of this is going to Fiscal too, so it's a really full circle here on the Cash Flow Kings. This counts as his birthday gift too.
We'll do it. We'll do something for my birthday on the show too. It'll be fun. But
Seymour Duck, thank you, sir, for the $10.
But yeah, I do think what he's claiming is more ridiculous than anything. Jeremy definitely inflates his own expertise, a lot by selling courses and stuff. But I don't think at this point in time he ever sits there and says, "I'm 14-0 at trading. I never lose."
Yeah. Seymour Duck, if you want to come on the show next week, we do need a guest. So if you want to come on, we're bound to have him on. I've said that for weeks now. But when you pay money, you get on the Cash Flow Kings. That's the obvious rule here.
Yep.
No, Fiscal. I think we're due for a monthly portfolio update. We haven't done one in like a month. I think we're due for it.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, literally since
don't
the
have
last
much?
one, I haven't done diddly do squat. That's the problem.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we should do one whenever it is that I've actually bought or sold some stocks. I mean, I've just been
Yeah.
sitting here chilling. I've collected a couple dividends, but those are like, if you everybody who
money.
knows what stocks I have, they know what dividends I've gotten. So it's not like that's news.
Quote of the year. That's all I have to say. If you listen to a man who slings wieners, you deserve to be broke. Somebody submit that for quote of the year. That's great. Thank you, CJ. Welcome in, CJ. Thank you, Bacon, as well. Welcome in. Bacon Memes, episode 32, Survivor. Paul comes in. It would be so much fun to bet the presidential election with DraftKings, but it's illegal. You can do it.
Yeah, you can bet it on Robinhood. So how is
Yeah,
that
do it on
not
Robinhood or like the other markets.
like how
There's,
is how is
two
it
others.
okay on Robinhood but not on DraftKings? I think that's fucking
That's
wild.
weird. That is
Yeah.
odd. Yeah, are you betting on the presidential election? Are you going to be a little anxious on
I'm thinking
Tuesday
about it.
next stream?
Honestly, I'm thinking about betting on whoever is listed on there as the underdog, just because it's essentially statistically, according to the polling, the bulk of the polling, it's a statistical tie. So it would actually be plus EV to bet on whoever is the
one
underdog.
one could say it's 50-50.
Right. And if it's
One
actually
could say that.
50-50, like that assumes that the polling is at least somewhat accurate. It's a plus EV bet to bet on whoever the underdog is, because if the polling was 50-50 and you always bet on who the Vegas odds or whatever, or the betting odds on the app have as the underdog, statistically over the long run, that would be a profitable play. But you won't win every time. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with any kind of a bet or even a trade in the market, unless you have a crystal ball like the Oracle, you can't
I do.
you can have a statistical edge, but you can't have a 100% win rate. Anybody who has a 100% win rate in anything is either lying or cheating.
I know a few people who've made those claims. Yeah, we should have him on. We should have him predict the that'd be great analysis,
or
dude. President Trump is pulling ahead.
There is a third option, sorry, other than lying or cheating. You've just started recently and have gotten lucky so far. But on a long timeline, nobody has a 100% win rate.
I know a few people. Permanent channel memberships. I'm giving away 5 at sometime middle of the stream, so hopefully Cabo gets one. I'm out here mic dropping on the outside. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Kamala's the underdog right now, I think, right? But did you see this week she went up a lot. It was like suspiciously.
I'm starting to regret because when I first looked at it on Robinhood, it was like 38-62 or something odds wise. So like it was almost 2-1 favorite or 2-1 underdog, which means
this is fucking insane. This must have earlier this week it was about like 68% Trump, and now this is just, I don't know. From what I saw, it was based off 2 people that made like giant bets on
oh yeah, I guess if it probably calculates it based on how people are betting more so than like a bookie setting the odds, right?
But this is like weird. This is since like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Since Wednesday, it was from 67, and in just like 3 days, I don't get how that's like that. That's just weird.
I've obviously missed the opportunity here because the odds on Robinhood are 43-54 instead of like they were literally like 38-60 something earlier in the week, which like, I mean, imagine like you put $100 on it at those odds and you win like 180, 200 or something. If like that would be so awesome. But I mean, it still might be worth putting like a little speculative bet in there because still it's not as
lighten
close.
Up the show on Tuesday.
Yeah. On the app, it's not as close to 50-50 as the polling is, so it still might be plus EV. So that's the poker player in me. Like, I've got good pot odds, as Mike Sexton used to say.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is a question I put in the comment section. This surely won't get anybody pissed off. Who's going to win on Tuesday? But regardless of who you want to win or who do you think is going to win? Who do you put your money on? I'm curious to hear this.
So it's funny. Well, you want me to give you my
Yeah.
answer?
Just don't get
So
us
in spite of the
5
betting
people.
odds, I actually do think Harris is a favorite.
She is. She's a nasty woman. She cheats. It's horrible. The
So
Trump impersonation will be out of
where I
hand.
live, there's a so I'm in a contested like battleground state, right? And here there's a very important Senate race going on between Ruben Gallego and Carrie Lake. And Carrie Lake, from what I've seen in the numbers, is getting raffle stomped. So
She seems like she's whack. Like, I feel like nobody likes her.
But the thing is, I have a hard time believing that that isn't harming the ticket here, overall.
It says Arizona 73% Trump. Like, compared to the rest of the states, it seems like that's one of the more.
I do not buy that 73% figure. Now, granted, he could definitely still win the state, even if Carrie Lake loses the Senate race.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, that isn't how it goes. Like a few years back, Mark Kelly, also, won a Senate seat here, and then I think that was the year. I think that was 2020 when Biden won. Actually, when that happened, so I have a hard time believing that, because we are traditionally a Republican state. I have a hard time believing that they could win Arizona, but then like lose all of the other battleground states. So,
fun fact: Mark Kelly was one of the only. I think he was one of the only congressmen or people in the Senate that voted toward, or he made a bill that would basically ban congressional stock trading. It was him and Ossoff.
Which is funny because the people who are like for, stock trading, it's very strange bedfellows. Like, because you've got like Nancy Pelosi and like Dan Crenshaw both think that they should be allowed to, and it's like
it's the great uniter.
And if you ask each of them like about the other one, oh yeah, they're corrupt and terrible. But it's like, but we both think we should be allowed to trade stocks now.
It's the great unifier. No, we could actually look at that if you want, but because that's really interesting. Like because I've done like a few projects for school back in the day on that, and it's just like it's interesting. Marjorie Taylor Greene is like the one big loser. That's the funny thing too. She bought like a bunch of, I don't remember what it was, but it was just all down like 30 or 40%.
You know what's really funny about her? Her initials are the same initials as Magic the Gathering. So if people shorten it to MTG, it can get very confusing what they're talking about. I actually saw that on a forum once where somebody like was complaining about MTG, and like somebody replied like, "What do you like? What does this have to do with Magic the Gathering?"
Yeah.
And
the funniest, there was a clip. I think it was at the when Biden, the presidential speech to the nation or whatever.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot about this, but it was when he saw her and he was just like, I'm telling you, but when Biden goes, it's going to be sad because he's provided so much comedic. Like, I don't care what you think of him as a president. He's just hilarious. Like, I think he's up there with Trump now, like in terms of just saying funny shit.
Like how many memes that you can make out of it.
Yeah, and that's number one reason I'd vote for you personally.
Well, you're just a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
You're just a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Listen, if Corn Pop was a bad dude, okay?
America can be described in one word: special. Yeah, this is Capital Trades, though. This is one of the big websites that I used. Some of the frequent issuers of stocks politicians. Here we go. This is interesting. Marjorie Taylor Greene, not been doing too good as of recently.
Yeah.
She owns some Berkshire Hathaway, Caterpillar. She's got a lot of diversification.
Oh, she's in Intel with me now. If that wasn't like say like a contraindicator. Oh Lord.
Yeah, you're done.
She's in Visa. So
yeah, we're all done.
We're all cooked. She's in CrowdStrike. Everybody warns Taboola.
Yeah, she's in a ton of stuff. Wow, she's really.
We need to figure out which one of them owns MPW and get mad at them for not pumping it harder.
Yeah, we actually. Qualcomm. Wow, she's really.
Alphabet. Wow.
Yeah, she's buying a lot of it recently.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see if you can see like her performance.
She's in UPS, but You were smart enough to get out of there.
Yeah, I got out of there.
Can you
Sucks
imagine?
for
You're
you.
better at trading stocks than a congressperson. That's pretty awesome, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of them are just kind of. I truly do believe some of them are just not that smart and genuinely don't try and take advantage of some information they know. I think she's probably one of them. Or
Yeah.
even if she does have information, she's not very good at
Interpreting it
taking
correctly.
interpreting it correctly. Yeah, the
Yeah, actually,
performance, not that. Let's see who else we got on here.
weirdly, Intel like jumped like 8% this last week. So I don't know.
Let's see.
Maybe it's gonna recover. I don't know.
I want to see if what's John
Oh,
Fetterman's on here.
does that say Mark or
We'll
Mike
do Mike
Kelly?
Kelly. That's Mike Kelly, Pennsylvania.
Kelly.
We'll look at him still. What's he buying? AT&T. Yeah, this guy, it's funny. You can like see which stocks the
You have
Republicans are buying, like industrials.
it's hilarious. You have all of the knowledge of like a member of Congress and whatever, and like know what bills are on and everything, and you go into AT&T.
I know.
Like,
Oh yeah, this is
good God.
interesting. This is Mitch McConnell. This guy's like a dinosaur. He's no longer in the Senate, but he's still good to see. He's still making some trades.
I'm more of a free trade Republican.
Oh, he owns Kroger. This is great. He owns
good sign.
Kroger, right? Coincidentally, before that the merger potentially goes through soon. So, did you see, by the way, that Lena Khan is on the hot chair?
Oh, I mean,
I posted something about it.
I've already told you. I think in the previous episode
Cuban,
that no matter who wins, she's probably done.
Yeah,
because
really too bad.
Because I think like Mark Cuban, who is like very near and dear to the Harris campaign, wants her gone, and Trump definitely wants her gone. So
she's horrible. She's bad. She's really bad.
I think she's cooked no matter who takes over in January. So
yeah,
which I won't miss her. Like she was talking smack about my beloved MPW. So
she actually?
Yeah. Her and Elizabeth Warren were like
Pocahontas, such a nasty woman.
But be careful saying that. I said that once in a moment of anger in a video, and like a guy went off on me in my comments.
Dude, you're in Arizona too. The native tribes are gonna come after you. They're gonna.
All right, so just to be clear, I'm not 100% white. I am actually part native, in spite of how I look.
Mr. calling you Pocahontas.
Yeah.
You have little fiscal philosophy. Pocahontas, we call him now.
I mean, my skin is the only thing that's light. My eyes and my hair are both dark, as you can see. The seed is strong, as they say.
It is.
Yeah. The problem is the rest of me is basically like Norwegian. So, so like obviously I burn easily in the sun and so forth.
Yeah, nothing wrong with having a little red when the sun comes out. Oh shoot, I forgot to tell you. I'm gonna be gone in 2 weeks for Castle King, so we're gonna have to do it on the Friday before I go. November.
A pre-recorded.
Yeah. We could do, or we could just do live on Friday. I don't care, whatever the people want. Isn't it worse that she live?
Is that Thanksgiving? The weekend before Thanksgiving?
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. It's the November 16th show.
Let's just look at the calendar and figure something out.
Yeah.
Fridays right now are like also the hardest day for me to get off work, but maybe we can like record something even earlier than that if we have to.
Yeah. When in doubt, skip class. What did you do for Halloween this week? It was a very interesting week.
So for Halloween, like specifically, I chilled here and watched Wishmaster.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a horror movie from like 1997. I actually thought it was from the 80s because of the way the special effects look. But then like midway through the movie, this chick pulls out like a flip cell phone with like the antenna and whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's like a Motorola from like the like mid or late 90s. And so that was a clue of when the movie was actually made. But it's good. It's, how like Jafar in Aladdin 2 is a genie and like, if you wish for anything, he makes it go terribly wrong for you.
Yeah.
That's what the Wishmaster is. Basically, there's this genie, but he's like a massive troll. And anybody who asks him for anything, he can make it into a wish, but like make it horrifically bad for them, and he gets their soul in exchange.
The Oracle. Oh, do you get many trick or treaters these days?
So people in condos don't usually get
I
trick-or-treaters,
see.
yeah.
Okay. I don't want to
But
dox you.
I did walk through the residential neighborhood, and this person had like a like a Halloween circus thing going on with like all these like clowns and like carnival
Yeah.
music and stuff. It was pretty cool.
It's sad. There's like not as many kids out these days, it
Yeah.
feels like.
And I noticed everybody out here that was like set up to give out candy stuff, they all had like folding tables and stuff set up in their front, like in their driveway or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I
I
instead of
know.
like no doorbell ringing, I guess. Is that going away now?
I
Like,
don't know. See, I handed out candy this year. And when I hand out candy, it's an event. Because what I'll do is like my mom's like the nicest person in the world, so like I'll mess with her. And like if there's a little bit of, you know what I mean, like older kids, they'll go and be like, "Aren't you a little old for this? Aren't you a little old to be trick or treating?" So I mean, like I always like to mess with her, but like I feel bad. Sometimes there's kids that like go alone, so I try and give them like extra candy. But no, there wasn't like I didn't get as many kids. It's sad. Like I remember when I was a kid, uh, there'd always be kids out. There, a ton of people out. Now it's just I don't know. I think ever since COVID, it's kind of changed a little bit. All right, Michael Anthony is very passionate about his Pfizer stock. I don't think I didn't see that earlier, Michael Anthony. He talked about Pfizer, 1,000 shares. Pfizer will have a better year this year.
that's a
Fiscal,
hell of a lot of Pfizer stock.
yeah, we'll do a little. What specifically of Pfizer has changed? Or what's your thesis, Michael Anthony? 'Cause, oh my God, this is amazing. Look, this is just amazing. Look at this guy's profile. That's
I-
just great.
I think I know who that is.
I think I know who it is too. While we wait for Michael Anthony to give us his Pfizer thesis, sitting out in the front is easier if you have dogs, get a fire. Yeah, Dan, that's kind of a New York thing. A lot of people do that now, though. I've noticed. I don't care I'm not going trick or treating anymore, obviously. But if I still did, I appreciate it either way. But apparently, there was a black Ford Explorer going through our neighborhood, taking the bowls of candy and stealing them. I don't want to say who I think it is because I could get canceled, but do the math, everybody. Interesting times we live in.
Was it urban folk?
It could have been. I think it might have been actually, but I love them and they love me.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it was Diddy?
If it was who?
He was Diddy looking for baby oil.
Ain't no baby oil being handed out in this neighborhood. I just never could get on the Pfizer thing, dude. It's just like I can't really. I just don't understand it. For me personally, I just feel like there's better options. You know, I'll take a look at its financials. Here we go. Pfizer made $1.06, which the street was looking for. 61 cents. It was a big beat. I think next year will be better. More drugs in the pipeline in the months ahead. I mean, I wouldn't change my entire thesis off one good quarter, but that's positive momentum.
Here's the thing: if analysts are expecting, EPS to go up, and you have some kind of understanding of the potential of what's in the pipeline, then and plus, I know Pfizer did sell off not too long ago, and was maybe at a
selling
low
off for the last decade. Fiscal. Let's not shortcut it.
Well, I think there was a big sell off after the COVID vaccines slowed down, right? But if it was an overcorrection and we're looking at EPS going, up again in the future and some good possibilities in the pipeline, then I can understand why somebody would find it interesting.
Analyst price target at $44.08. We'll take a look at the free cash flow real quick. Say, I just don't understand that.
I think that's the drop off after the vaccines.
But even still, that's back below your 2010 numbers. That's my concern. Vaccines are crazy, but you go back, like, I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
they made some crazy investment that I'm
They,
missing.
yeah.
Okay, they might have actually. I'd have to do research because they put on a lot of debt in the last few years. That's probably eating away at their cash flows. Revenue, let's take a look. I mean, the revenue is pretty consistent. I think it just matters a lot where you get in.
Yeah.
You know what else had it?
Buy
Altria had
low,
a
sell
really good
high.
week. I know, yeah. Buy low, sell high. Do it again. Altria's back, $55. I sold some this week.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I think, did BTI get any of that, or they still down a lot?
I'll take a look. But I sold. I just because it was same exact day. SHG was down like 2%.
Yeah.
A bunch of I just figured better
You could dump
return.
the Altria, get more of your growth stuff, huh?
Yeah, better total return. I love Altria, but that's the more logical move.
Yeah. I mean, if BTI is still down, I might, like, if it goes down some more, I might have to get a little bit more of that.
Yeah. Amazon got to like 186 and then went to 200.
I know. I am the greatest. I did say, like, last time it was at this level and it kind of looked like it was gonna start. I'm like, I want to make sure I get my shares before it comes back up to 200.
Yeah.
And I did.
I loaded up decently too. I'm happy where I got in.
Yeah.
What specifically in the earnings did everybody love?
So EPS was a big beat. That's one
good.
thing. And I think the AWS numbers were really good, if I remember what I read correctly. Revenue was like a very, very small miss, but it's like,
who cares?
right, at least I think it wasn't it? Revenue, like a very,
from the
very
top of
small
my
miss.
head, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, if a company the size of Amazon misses revenue by literally like a couple $1 million or whatever it is, it's like, that's like a fart for, so the EPS being a big beat though is a pretty big deal because it means they're executing. So, and plus I think people are anticipating the holiday season, Cyber Monday, all that stuff. Yeah.
That's Christ. I'm thinking of Target right now because that was just brought up. My Target's a weird holding. Check all the quarters from the first of this year and getting much better. I just like what qualitatively has changed. That's my question. Like, where are those numbers coming from? Is it a new management pipeline, like you mentioned? That'd be my question. But just like not that attractive
So
to me.
my assumption is that there was something temporarily causing some overhang on Pfizer earnings. And I would guess it's probably related to money they dumped into more doubling down on the vaccine stuff from COVID-19. Then that fell off. Like, there's not as much demand for those vaccines anymore. And now it's just recorrect. It's like, it's basically probably in the process of renormalizing back to normal levels is what I would guess. Totally
Starbucks
random
also,
guess. I don't know anything about Pfizer.
Yeah, Starbucks didn't technically report this week, but everybody's pissed at them. I think we talked about it last show, but like,
did they sell off? Did they like?
No, not really. But I feel like sentiment is low because Matt, the dividend prophet, was not happy this week in the Discord.
Well,
I'm like, be patient.
So with Starbucks, you have to give them some grace if you're in it for the long run because they just got a new CEO.
Yeah, you can't.
He was only in charge for
4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, so you can't really attribute this earnings to him. You know.
Yeah.
This earnings is just the last one that he inherited from Laxman, and I think even the next one, it's like whatever his plan is probably isn't going to all play out miraculously in one quarter and they triple their earnings or something stupid. You have to give him, I would say, if you actually really believe in what he's, and did he lay out a vision for his plan? At least,
he did. It was just basically making the stores like actually good again. Like,
communicate.
We're gonna bring back the condiment bar, the cool stuff.
Okay, but what I would say is like, hey,
value.
If you think that his plan it sounds good and that he's going to really execute on it, give him an actual year, you know?
Yeah.
Don't be short term. But if you
Yeah,
don't think that it's going to really change anything in like the bottom line, then take the fact that it went up when he took over as a W and just put your money in something else.
index it.
Easy choice.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm locked in. I can't ever sell. It can go to $15. I'd never.
No, you're never sell no matter what.
Something Jurassic would have to change to it. Like, and nickel's a big part of the thesis now since ever since he came in. So I mean, like, I'm definitely not buying. I'll say that. But if it gets 70 again, I'm coming back.
It could never hit 70. Come on.
Yeah, it can't. It would never go to 75. I'm happy I loaded up then, though. That was a good. Although one could make the argument it still should be trading there, but I think there's a lot more.
And really, like 75 is like okay, but it's certainly not dirt cheap for the stock, you know.
Yeah, I want to see what analysts are actually looking. I want to see if they actually know what they're talking about. What their price target? $110 price target on Starbucks. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I feel like now is a fair price, maybe a little over. I'm certainly not adding those I mentioned. Microsoft went down a little bit this week. What price would you look at that? It got to like 400
at Microsoft. What kind of a multiple is it at the price it's at right now?
Let me pull it up. Top of my head, I want to say I'm gonna guess 28. No, 33.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would have to drop quite a lot for me to be interested.
I was gonna say like 350. I'd start averaging because I think it's just one of those forever kind of companies.
Maybe.
But I don't like how the AI has become such a big part of the thesis now.
Yeah.
I like
no, I mean it would if it had a real serious drop, like a real serious drop, then I'd look at it. But like it would probably have to drop by like 20% or more before I would have really any interest. Because at the moment, I look at
Amazon.
I look at Amazon, right? And even at 200, I think Amazon's cheaper than Microsoft at 400.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I like Amazon. What can I say? I mean, Google's also still, I think, pretty reasonably priced, but
they had a nice week this week, correct?
Yeah, they did. They had a pretty bit of a rally. I was hoping they'd stay cheap for a while, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The high yield Warriors are always going to make 100% corrections in the course below.
Mm-hmm. But no, I'm satisfied with having a big chunk in Amazon. So
yeah, it's weird.
I think Apple has some room to fall for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one. That's all I'm gonna say. It's definitely one of them. One of them in the portfolio where it's like,
yeah,
I don't know if I'd put it in the same classification as Starbucks, but like, it pains me to sell that kind of quality of company.
When it comes to the Mag 7, I think Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla could all potentially get hit pretty hard, probably harder than the other four.
Because the AI,
not just that, just I think their valuation compared to how much they're growing, it doesn't make as much sense. Like you look at Amazon and you look at Google, and it's like, okay, it makes sense where they're trading at right now, and you could even see them going up from here and it not being too terribly expensive. But these other ones, like I don't think Apple is more expensive and growing slower. Yeah. What sense, or are they even growing at all? I thought their revenue actually kind of like stagnated a bit there. Yeah. So
share buybacks. That's
like
probably
I know they've got a lot of cash and everything, and you need maybe give them a little bit of. I mean, I think Apple's got like a pretty hefty amount of net cash, right? So maybe they're getting
something with Apple though that like is definitely a big reason for me. Made me kind of trim my position a while ago was like I feel like their innovation is definitely kind of stagnating. And I think that innovation is a big part of my thesis. And if I see that slowing down, if I get a good price for it, why would I not just index it,
Yeah, and by no means do I think they're a bad company or anything. And they're gonna print money every time they release a new widget or a new watch or a new phone or a new.
But you can still overpay for the company. That's the thing.
Absolutely, that's the bottom line. You can you
Yeah.
can overpay for a good thing and underpay for a bad thing too.
Applies to multiple things in life, if you catch my
Mhm.
gist.
Oh, now Grab is over $4 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
who doesn't love Grab?
a bunch of fools don't love Grab.
Seymour Duck comes in. Apple has great ROIC, but that can only go far. Yeah, that's what I'm like. They have great metrics, but it's just what's going to cause them to have the new iPhone effect when it comes to growth. Is it going to be the healthcare that everybody's saying that Apple's the next healthcare company? Joseph Carlson over here.
Amazon's getting into healthcare.
Yeah. I went to Whole Foods this week to get a steak. So I supported our Amazon paycheck, and it costed I got a sirloin. It was $22 for a
For one
pound and a
steak?
half. Pound and a half of sirloin. Yeah,
Jesus, that's bad. That's really expensive.
I know.
Even like the most expensive steak at Sam's Club, and we're talking USDA prime, like it's actually really well marbled or whatever. It's like I think New York strip and ribeye and stuff like that is like 13-14 bucks a pound, something like that. And
I
that's
think
for
it
like,
was 13 or 14 a pound though, because I got a pound and a half. That's the thing. So it was 22, but still not like.
but yeah, sirloin should be the even if it's
That's what I
USDA
was
prime,
saying.
should be cheaper than like ribeye or New York strip because it's got the least marbling of any of those cuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good, but Christ,
Oh, I'm sure it was. You know, I have some steak in my fridge right now, but it started raining, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to grill one tonight.
you don't do it on the stove.
No, I've got a propane grill, man. I
Ah,
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
6 ribeyes for $60. I like that. You must understand that people are getting older. They need their drugs and food to live. Drugs. Yeah. I think what I'm actually curious with Starbucks, though, just popped in my head. I'm wondering how they're going to approach the Christmas season. Because I thought Laxman actually did a good job last Christmas. But
But
this is kind of a pivotal
like with
time, I think.
special holiday flavors and that kind of thing.
Well, they'll do the flavors, but they'll also do the store decorations and stuff. I'm curious to see what he does in terms of that. Because Laxman, I remember, made it all red. And I thought it was actually pretty good. But from what I'm seeing with Nickel, how often do you actually go into a Starbucks? When's the last time you actually went into a Starbucks, had a coffee or whatever?
The last time I went into a Starbucks would have been the end of last summer when I was in the Philippines. I went into the Starbucks in one of the malls.
Did you ever remember when the Starbucks had the condiment bars?
No,
Where
no,
you can
like
get cream sugar.
I am extremely infrequent at going in. Like
Okay.
I see Starbucks around, but I don't actually go there. So, and maybe that's why
Yeah.
I don't have such an attachment to the stock because I don't
Yeah.
indulge in the Starbucks experience. I have now to be fair, the reason I don't is because I have a Keurig K Duo and I've got really expensive coffee and I've got these really awesome flavored K pods. I have a collection of Tarani syrups and stuff. Like I can make a better coffee drink here,
Is it
for
cheaper
a
though?
fraction.
Is it cheaper? That's the real question.
I assume it is because like the Tarani flavor syrups they're giant glass liter bottles and it's like $10, but it's like a liter.
Yeah.
Now, you're pumping it like 3 or 4 times into a cup of coffee. A K pod is like 80 or 90 cents.
Yeah.
The water is like less than half a penny. So yeah, I
I've heard
think
those French press machines are really good. I think Fabio has one. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're really expensive, but it seems like they're worth it.
yeah, maybe.
Do you do any maintenance to your Keurig? You like
Um,
ever clean it every few months or whatever?
so what you're supposed to do, from what I understand, is like on the side, like mine is a duo, so it's got like the standard like carafe thing on one
Yeah.
side for brewing full pots of coffee, but then to the right of it, you've got the actual Keurig thing for the pods. So every once in a while, I'll do a thing where I run it without a pod to like kind of clean it out with like the hot
Okay.
water, basically.
I have a horror story from this. So
Oh,
I got a Keurig for my birthday like 5 years ago,
yeah,
and I was addicted to the thing. But I tried cleaning it out, and I put vinegar in there,
yeah,
and it fucked up the whole thing. It was never the same.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I
just
know
rough.
there's like an indicator on mine that will like light up when I'm supposed to quote unquote descale it, like
Yeah,
because hard water,
same.
but I don't know what that entails. And you would think vinegar would be the thing,
Yeah.
but now I'm scared.
Yeah, don't do it. It's if you're gonna do it, you gotta hire a professional though. No, I'm telling you what's weird. I know you don't go to Starbucks much, but when we go to the Starbucks in the Bahamas, it's so much better than the ones here. I don't know what it is. It might be the beans. It might be the fact that you're just in a nice area, and where I live, it's usually not for 10 months out of the year.
Yeah. Well, it could
So good.
so hear me out. It could just be the quality of the water too.
Yeah.
If the water that you're brewing the coffee with tastes better, the coffee itself will taste better.
Yeah. Yeah, their longevity's pretty good. They cost a bit though. I don't know how much I get.
So
Mine was a gift.
so here's the story. I got mine on. I think it was because like the box was kind of dinged up,
Yeah.
and like for whatever reason, all of the K duos were on clearance at
Yeah.
Walmart for $50, and it's like all I could tell was like it did look like the boxes were kind of dinged up in transit or whatever. But there was
Mhm.
nothing wrong with the actual machines. I considered buying out everything on the shelf and then like using them as gifts or something, because like a K Duo is a pretty awesome
Yeah.
and they're usually like 150, 200 depending on which one you get, and it's like $50. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I only ended up getting the one for me because like there wasn't any like birthdays or Christmases or anything coming up at that time. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Are we voting weekly recap or no weekly recap? Even though it's like a monthly recap.
I got nothing to I have like
nothing?
nothing to contribute to it. So
Damn.
if they want to stare at a blank Charles Schwab screen, we can.
Okay, we got a
I'll hold
$30
it.
dividend. Okay, $50 dividend. It just makes coffee, Michael. It's just coffee. I have the K Elite. I barely use it anymore. Not even. I just go to Tim's or Starbucks. I
Yeah,
rack up
so
my deals.
my indulgent, my like guilty pleasure is there's K pods that are like Snickers flavored or Twix flavored or
Oh, yeah.
Milky Way flavored, and there's not like any sugar or anything in them. I don't know. I don't even know like how they flavor them that way. But if you add, the Tirani syrups I was talking about earlier, you throw like a few pumps of the salted caramel into the Twix one, and it makes it taste just like you're drinking a Twix bar.
I don't know if I like that or hate that.
No, it's awesome. It's
Good.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like too overpowering. It still tastes like coffee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got a latte for the first time last week, and it was from Starbucks, and it was good. Very sweet, but good. Fabio put me on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a latte for you. Sweet but good.
Yeah. All right, everybody. It has been, we'll give you 2 more minutes for any last comments, questions, concerns. The 2-minute warning, as per usual. It's been a fun hour or so with you guys. Next week, we'll find somebody to have on next week. It'll be a fun time regardless. Do you go black with your coffee or cream and sugar?
So, almond milk, vanilla unsweetened, Torani syrups, sugar free, and I have some granulated non-nutritive sweetener. It's either stevia or Splenda or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Do you have
don't.
any Do you have any 18 or younger casino or 18 or older casinos in Arizona?
We have casinos. I don't know the age cutoff thing hasn't been relevant to me in so long that I don't know if they're 18 or 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting in gambling mode because in the Bahamas it's 18, so I gotta now that I'm 19 and I may or may not have some money stored up in my wallet, I gotta get ready for blackjack.
I'll look into the casino city. Where there is one. There's one that's technically on because we got reservations here, like Indian land,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
there is one called the Talking Stick. So they might, because it's not, because technically the state of Arizona doesn't have a say. It's a
yeah.
tribal law there. So maybe they allow 18. I'm not sure.
The cash flow kings, the cash flow kings lose all their money on the blackjack tables. The end of the cash flow kings.
Yeah. So I've only been there once, and that was when I lived in Scottsdale.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't been to Arizona in forever. I think like 6 years. I want to get back out there in like a year or two. I don't know when. It's stupid with school.
You should.
We'll find our way out there.
I mean, I'm here. I'm waiting for you.
I'll sleep in your basement.
I don't have a basement. They don't do basements here.
Attic, even better.
No, I've got I mean, but I do have
porch.
like I've got a ground ground level floor and a second story. You can either sleep in the studio here where I make Cash Flow Kings videos, or I've got a comfortable couch. I also have an air mattress I could inflate for
Yeah, I won't jump off the balcony like the One Direction guy. I won't do that. Too soon, maybe. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been a fun birthday and 55 minutes and 25 seconds to all you. We'll give away the channel memberships while we're here. I forgot about that completely. So if you're still here at this point, for our gratitude for staying around with the Cash Flow Kings for all 55 minutes.
Who else is this generous?
Who else could be this generous? I don't know, but we'll give away 5. There you go. There's 5 Cash Flow Kings channel members. I Love Dogs, Keith Allen, Sneed, Dex Invicticus, and Theresa. Congrats on all your Cash Flow Kings channel memberships.
Dang, those
you're not charged. Yeah, you're not charged. You're all welcome. So thank you very much for tuning in. There you go. That's what you get for watching an hour of the Cash Flow Kings every week. Thank you once again to Seymour Duck for the very generous $10 Canadian donation.
That covers the channel memberships right there.
That covers the channel memberships pretty much right there. So thank him. Thank you all for watching. Smash the like and subscribe. Tune in next week, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, Cash Flow is king.